Right, it's time for the hair. Now, this is a difficult thing to do. I've got to tell you straight away, particularly this young lady's hair is every which way but loose, and it's going to take a little time, but I think you'll be very surprised at how it actually turns out in the end. Quite a lot of artistic license involved, so let's get this underway. Now, first thing I'm going to tell you, we use 5 pencils. I think this is the range. Let's show you the range I'm going to be suggesting those. That's the white, the ivory, 182, 273 and 175. I don't think I'm going to use any black at all. The only thing I will possibly be using is this one. Now this is the same, this is ivory, same one. But I'm going to use quite a lot of it, so I need some points. And that's the first colour I'm going to use, so let's start off with that one. And now normally I would start with white, and then you put the ivory on, certainly did with the face, but this time I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use the ivory. I'm not going to get rid of any of the graphite, because that's obviously going to help me. And the other thing is, we've got areas here where we've got some of the background coming through. I'm going to take note of that as well. But the key to this is the action. You see, what I'm doing is following the same line that I can see on the reference picture. And I'm going to do a little bit of this, and then I'm going to show you in stages how I'm getting on with it. Just here I want it to be something like that. I've already put some of this in here. This was my little test piece that I did to test the colouring. Now yes, I'm going to do just a little bit because it's going to take a long time to do, and I've already showed you this where we put the skin actually slightly into the hair, and I shall probably every now and again bring back the pink. I did say 5 pencils and this wasn't included, but really this is not, this is in the skin. I want to make it as though we can see the hair coming from the scalp. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is use the grey. And that can come in to the ivory. Same idea, same action. I did say artistic license, didn't I? Well, that's going to play its part here. I can't really explain to you any more than I've done already what I'm doing. I'm hoping that you're seeing it, picking up the techniques that I'm using. Now, what I'm doing now, though, let me just bring the picture back for a moment. I've already started the ball rolling here. You look at that and you think, yes, but isn't that lighter? Isn't there white in there? There is, but that comes later. This is what I'm doing now. See this bit here? All right, I'm trying to get, well, not trying, I'm getting it in with the grey. And I'll be putting the 175 in here in a minute. Anyway, let's get on with it. Now already you can see that this is actually working. It's not going to be the same as the picture. I'm not going to try to do that. I'm trying to film the way, be respectful of the original artist, that's the photographer's work. So, and the young lady. I'm imagining that this is actually for her. It's not, of course. It's but it might be in your situation. This is 182 now going in, and you can see this is changing it, and it's different from the photographic reference. But you can see we're beginning to get the colour coming in now. Now we need some, I'm just going to, that's a little bit fierce, temper that down a bit. Now we need the 175. Now the 175 is critical because this will give us the depth. And there's another secret tool I've got, and I'll show you that in a tick. Now when we come to here, now some of this hair will have to be redone once I put the background on. And I'm just going to make that a little darker on this edge because that will set the forehead up nicely for me. Yes, that's good. And coming back in here, now this is where it's quite critical that we follow the pattern of the scalp. And it's so easy to make this look like a wig. But I haven't showed you my secret weapon yet. That's coming up in just a tick. See if you can guess what it is. No, it ain't my finger. I can tell you that, which is also a clue. And that's coming up really well. Now, this is it, colour shaper. And what the colour shaper does is softens and smooths out what I've just put in. Overdo this and it all blends together and doesn't look real. Doing it the way I'm doing it though works really well. This is where we've got to be a bit careful. When I say a bit careful, you just don't press too hard. That's lovely. That's almost there, folks. But now we come back in with the ivory, and this time we're being just a bit more choosy about where we're going with it. And in a tick I shall be putting the white on. This is the highlight of the hair where the light's playing on it. And I'm not going to be over elaborate on this. When it works, I'll leave it alone. You never hope to recreate hair exactly because hair is very fine. I just want a couple of things I want to do. I want to spread that a little bit better. I'm using the edge now of the colour shaper instead of the flat part of it. Could use the pointed one if you find that easier when you do this. I don't. And now I'm going to use the white. Now the white goes on top of the ivory. And that is it. Well, for the moment, I may return to it, but that looks good to me. I like it. And what I'll do is, as I always do, is I drop back on it every now and again because as I move down around the picture, I learn and I think, oh, and then I backtrack. But I don't know whether I'm going to necessarily do too much more to that because I do like it. Just one thing that I did see if we can just make just one or two of these areas just a little stronger, it adds what I call punch. And again, this is where I may well backtrack every now and again. So you can see what I'm doing. I won't chat anymore. I should carry on and give this lady a really nice hairstyle.